Hi, my name is Chris with Hunt Fish Cook. Thanks for watching our video on using a rock climbing harness versus a traditional tree safety system. Appreciate you guys watching today. We're going to try to go over just a couple short points on why I made the change from a tree system, a traditional hunter would use, to the rock climbing harness. I read some articles over some time and just tried to make a change with my hunting procedure just based on the weight of my pack and the inconvenience of using the traditional tree stand climbing system. As you can see, this was my old system here that I had. It's a Tree Stalker system from Hunter Safety, and this was the dorsal attachment on the back. I'm sure many of you guys have this thing. It's got big seat buckle attachments on the bottom. This worked great. I never fell out of a tree to really test it, but it gave me peace of mind and made me feel safe when I was up either in my climber or in a ladder stand. And trust me, I've climbed many a rotted out stand that you were hoping would hold on in the morning, and this kind of made you feel a little bit better. One of the things I did not like about this was the sound that it made. In the woods, it made a ton of sound. There was these huge buckles that would clip and unclip. It also, once I had it in my pack, trying to put this thing on in the morning in the dark was a nightmare. It would be tangled up, it would be a mess. I'd sit at the bottom of the tree, fumbling around for 20 minutes, have to turn on a light. It was a nightmare. So after watching some videos and doing some different things and seeing my kids rock climb, I decided to go try to look for a rock climbing harness that would work in the same way. So after looking at tons of harnesses, reading tons of articles, and doing a ton of research, one of the ones that I settled on was this Alpine Bod harness. It's from Black Diamond. It's about $50, which is about $70 cheaper than the tree system that you traditionally get as a hunter from Hunter Safety Systems. So a couple cool things about this harness, besides its price, first is the weight. It is super light. It's about 2 pounds lighter than the other system that I had. So it packs down, fits in my pack when I'm hiking and hunting in the mountains. And it's super easy just to compress down and put into your pack, or if you've got a small day pack that you're hunting with, it goes in there pretty well. It's easy to put on, which is the main reason I bought this. There's hundreds of harnesses out there, but this one you can strap on just like a belt, so it's not fixed. Goes right in just kind of on the cinch, pull tight. It's pretty easy to get tight and then and tuck back underneath. So that's all you need for the waist belt. And the coolest thing about this harness is that it has attachable legs. So the leg straps pull up in between and snap on buckles. Now this is one of the greatest features of this harness. Most harnesses have fixed legs. So once you have to climb into them, you have to step into them. And anyone with big boots or snow knows that trying to climb into a harness like this is pretty difficult. So being able to unattach and attach these leg pieces is huge for me. The other great thing is you can unattach these, put on rain gear, take off rain gear, you can layer clothing, and it's super convenient. The other great thing about this is that you can wear this with your full pack. So if you're packing in, you can put this on beforehand. Sometimes I put it on at my car, or sometimes I put it on at home, and it's pretty relatively comfortable to wear as you're hiking out into the woods. So a couple of things that you need with this harness is that you need some locking screw gate carabiners. These were about $16 for two, and once you get one of those, two is always great to have. Great to have an extra one over here if you want to tie something on your strap for your rifle or your bow that you want to pull up, put on there. But this harness comes with the bottom attachment here, and once you cinch that in and set, that's your attachment that you go onto your tree with. That is your lifeline right there. So once you're set up with your carabiner and your harness on, you're ready to go hike, you're ready to get up in your tree. The next thing I bought was this daisy chain here. It's about $25, and it has a rating of about 4,900 pounds, so even you big boys out there should be pretty well covered with it. You can use this for a couple reasons. Some people use it as a lineman's belt, so you attach it onto here and you can climb up a tree, kind of as you're climbing, you can keep rolling up as a safety precaution on there. But I use this daisy chain to connect to my tree stand, so to my anchor on my tree. Pretty simple. You attach one side to your carabiner, screw it down tight, and then you've got this that attaches onto your static point on the tree. A neat thing about this is that it's got different color loops. So when it's pitch black at night and you're climbing up there in the morning, I know that when I'm attached to my carabiner at my waist here, I know that I like to be X amount of distance away from that tree. That's what gives me the range to pull my bow. It gives me the range to move around and be comfortable. So I know that I like to be attached to this blue ring. So when I get up there, I pull this up, cinch this to the tree at the blue ring, and I know that that gives me enough space to reach out, to lean, to look, and I don't have to go back and readjust that thing once the sun comes up or when a deer comes my way and I try to pull around and I'm too tight. So having the different colors on this is pretty cool for me. I don't know, it's a pretty neat little thing to have. The other thing that I get is I have gone online to the Hunter Safety System and bought these quick attachments. You can see one that's up here on the tree by itself. I bought a 3-pack of these for $52. They're about $20 a piece. And I attach them to the trees where my climbers are going to be. And that way when I climb up in the morning, they're already there. The anchor point is set. All I have to do is climb up, attach on, and I'm set to go. I do check the tightness on these every time I climb up, make sure it's still tight and give a good pull on it. You don't want the tree moving around or weather to loosen that thing up. So again, tighten that thing up and before you clip onto it. You can use this as a cinch knot around the tree, I think, as I talked about before, if you want to, but I suggest getting a longer one, maybe a 72-inch. That way you have enough space on there. Trees are different widths, so while this one might be great for a smaller tree, if you're out there with a big oak or something like that, you need some more girth. You don't want to find that out when you're up there in the woods. So one of the last points here is I bought an extra harness here. This is on $16 on Amazon. I'll link all this stuff to my article and below so you guys can get on there. I bought a couple of these for my kids just because we like to boulder and stuff when we're camping. But I always bring an extra one of these with me hunting in my pack or at least in the truck for, if I've got someone with me that needs to have a safety system set up. They're super cheap. It's not as expensive as the $50 harness that I'm wearing, but just to have an extra one around, to me is well worth the $16. So we'll take a look at this one more time here, and all we're gonna do is reach up here, strap onto the tree, and you guys can see how the wind. All right, so we'll just do a little example here of getting up in your stand. Once you've got your daisy chain on, when I'm climbing up into my tree, I tuck this back in here in one of my gear loops. Go ahead and get in your climber or climb up your ladder, and we're gonna go up here and attach onto our static point, and you guys can see how it kind of feels. So bear with me a second. So once I'm up in my tree and I'm set, I always know that I like to be connected to this blue link right here. That gives me enough space to be able to pull my draw, to be able to look around, and to be comfortable in my stand. So as I get up, I give a good pull on my static point that's on the tree here. Kind of give an inspection, make sure everything looks just good. Attach in to the loop that you want. Screw that carabiner down tight. Check your carabiner here, make sure that screw lock is down tight as well. And you're ready to go. So at this point I would sit in my seat, and my tether is tied behind me, and I'm good, ready to hunt and everything I need. You can see as you fall out of this tree, if you did, your static point on the tree, as well as your harness there is gonna hold your full body weight, and it's relatively comfortable. You wouldn't wanna hang here for hours at a time, but to me I feel like it's more comfortable sitting like this and holding on than it would be if I was hanging from the dorsal tether that goes on there. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Good luck out there. We'll see you soon.